Boom! Jake here. Today we're going to be looking at my game of the year for 2015. Now I know that a lot of quality games came out this year. Some of them disappointing, some of them really good. But this is my personal list, so know that if your game is not on here, it doesn't mean that I probably haven't played it, and it doesn't mean that I probably don't like it, or that I do like it, whichever way that works. It just means that this is my personal game of the year list, and this is my list. So if you don't see a game that you like on here, I hope you don't get mad. But I do want to start off with some honorable mentions for this year, because this year did have a lot of really prominent releases. So I just want to give these games a little bit of a shout out. First off, Rare Replay. I can't really put this on the list because this is actually a collection of all of Rare's games, but it serves as a fantastic reminder of how good of a developer Rare is and how much time they're wasting right now doing other things. Oh. Killer Instinct. I can't put this on the list because this released when the Xbox One released, which is like way back in 2013, but it's still being updated with content, new characters, new stages. I think Season 2 just passed, and I think Season 3 starts up this at the end of December, so at the very beginning of next year. So it's still getting content, and it's still getting season passes, and that alone is worth a lot of praise. So here's to the team of Double Helix and the Iron Galaxy for putting so much time into Killer Instinct, a game that is very old now, but it's still getting a lot of new content. It's a lot of good content too. And obviously, with me being a big Zelda fan, Majora's Mask technically it's HD, so I'm just going to go with that. Majora's Mask HD 3D. Faithful port, still love it even to this day. Again, I couldn't put it on the list officially because it is a remake of a game that came out over a decade ago. So, yeah, I really give a shout out to this one. Now on to the actual list. Can I name it number 6? Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. Say that 5 times fast. Now I know that this isn't really one that you'll see on a lot of lists, but I finished Danganronpa 1. I haven't seen the anime at all, but I finished Danganronpa 1, and I really liked it. And this is kind of like an in-between story, so this fits with me perfectly because I have yet to actually really delve into Danganronpa 2. So with this serving as an in-between story, that makes sense for me chronologically within the series. It's a fantastic third-person shooter for the PS Vita. It's and you know it's my number 6 game of the year, so that has to say something about it. Number 5. Number 5. One-Chanbara C2 Chaos. This game makes absolutely no qualms with exactly what it is. It's exactly what you think it is, and it has no shame being that. And I love that. This game doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's just a really fucking fun fast and slash hack and slash. It's slutty, it's gory, it's everything that you'd want in an exploitation movie built into a video game, and it makes absolutely no excuses. I love it, and it's my number 5 pick for Game of the Year. Number 4, Batman: Arkham Knight. A very good ending to a very decent trilogy if it were not for Origins. If you've only played Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, this is a phenomenal way to close it out. I kind of hope that they don't continue with the Arkham series because this is a perfect enough ending to where it could be cut here, and future generations can look back at it and be like, wow, that was a phenomenal series of games. Graphically perfect. The voice acting perfect. Mark Hamill should be the Joker forever. Sorry, Mark. Fucking almost everything about this game. It's a perfect closure to what would have been a really good trilogy of games. My number 4 pick for Game of the Year. My number 3, Dragon Quest Heroes. I've sunk a lot of hours into this, and even though most people would say that this is just a Dynasty Warriors clone, you're right, it is. But at the same time, it still maintains enough content within itself with the Dragon Quest license that it can be counted as its own separate thing. And I love the kind of Dynasty style. Goddamn, I did it again. Dynasty Warriors playstyle anyway. So, and it's getting future content update releases, which is going to be great. Dragon Quest Heroes. My number 3 pick for Game of the Year. Really like it. I really like it graphically too. It's like all cell shaded and stuff, and it gives a more cartoony feel to it. And it's great to see HD versions of characters that we've already seen just in sprites, but in actual in an actual 3D model form. It's really cool. My number 2 pick for Game of the Year. You all already know this. Mortal Kombat X. It's on my profile picture. I don't need to tell you guys why this game is counted as number 2 game of the year. It's fucking NetherRealm Studios. They do phenomenal jobs when it comes to fighting games. Even though this game did have a rocky start, it's pretty much one of the quintessential fighting games of 2015. And I could see this being a competitor for even next year's fighting games. And story-wise, it was okay. The ending kind of fell off a bit, but this wasn't necessarily built for this specific, just to be like a movie kind of game. This game is built to be played for a couple years, so I can really respect them for that. Mortal Kombat X, my number 2 game of the year. I've always liked Mortal Kombat. And my number 1, I gotta make sure that I look all good. My number 1 game of the year for 2015 is Dragon Ball Xenoverse for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now I know what you're thinking. It's just another Dragon Ball game, right? How can this be someone's game of the year? Well, the thing that Xenoverse does that a lot of other games don't, and even other Dragon Ball games don't, is that it takes you to places that you've already been to, the places that you're already familiar with, but you experience them in a different way. I've always been fascinated with what-if stories, especially when it comes to the Dragon Ball series. And with this being almost an anthology of what-if stories, you being able to create your own character, you being able to live the stories. Granted, it got a little cheesy at times with, since you are just a custom character, they can't really mention you by name or anything. But it's really cool that you can participate in the franchise that it's come to become decades old and that we are all familiar with. It takes us to a place that we know, but at the same time it shakes it up, and I feel like that's really that's really what the Dragon Ball series needs, or has needed. And this game did it phenomenally with flying colors. It still has a big online community today. Graphically, it's going to hold up for a while because it's shell shading, but at the same time, it's kind of not shell shading. You know what I mean? It's not cell shading. It's available on so many platforms: PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. There really is no reason not to own this game if you're a Dragon Ball fan. And yeah, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, this year has been a good year. We got Xenoverse, then we got the movie, then we got Extreme Budoten for the 3DS. It's been a good year for Dragon Ball fans. So Dragon Ball Xenoverse is my number 1 game of 2015. I hope you enjoyed watching, guys. I was going to say something, but I don't know what I should... Whatever.